Hi, it's been a whole year since I posted my fitness journey video on this channel, and what a year it's been. Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm Emma if you're new. It's lovely to meet you. If you're new here, a little bit of backstory. A year ago to this day, I posted this video on my YouTube channel, my fitness journey video, which was the documentation of 1 year of me basically changing every aspect of my life and my lifestyle. Today is 2 years since I took my before photos. So I always knew that I was gonna wanna do maybe like an annual update of that video just to keep you posted on how I'm doing. And I was gonna do that regardless, whether I gained all the weight back, whether I dropped all of my healthy habits. Regardless, I always wanted to like do this update video. I had no idea of the year that this would be when I started this, and I feel like it's a very interesting year for me to reflect on when undergoing a fitness journey. I have learned a lot this year. Grab yourself a cuppa or a gin, whatever you're drinking, and let's chat. Let's talk about this. I'm extremely color coordinated this morning. Like I said, a year ago today, I posted my fitness journey video, and I wanted to start this video by saying a huge, enormous, massive, unbelievable thank you for the response to that video. It's got over 1 million views. It still gets thousands of views every single day. I still get hundreds of comments every week on that video, and the absolute outpour of love and support and motivation for one another in the comments was just so much more than I ever could have imagined it could be. I don't think there's one negative comment, truly. Like, everyone was just so positive and wonderful and respectful, and I really hope that that video helped some people. And based on like what I've read in the comments, I really think it did. It makes me so happy, because I think when you watch the video, and if you haven't watched it, please go watch it before you watch this one, because it gives so much context. You realize that it's not a video about weight loss. It's a video about learning to take care of yourself and learning to love yourself and respect your body, and treat it with the love and respect it deserves for being the vessel that carries you through this crazy ass life, not even thinking at that time about the crazy ass year we were about to undergo. I just wanted to start by saying thank you. A lot of what I talk about in that video, I think people can relate to and can see themselves in, and I think especially after this year, I talked a lot about kind of isolation and being lonely, and I think more than ever, people kind of understand that feeling after this year. So I really love that people are still watching and sharing that video, because I do think more than ever it is still so relevant. So if you've made it through that rambly intro, make sure you subscribe, because I talk about this kind of stuff quite a lot. I talk about delicious food, cooking, fashion, all that good stuff. So subscribe. So the first topic that I want to cover is, if you have gained weight throughout this year, throughout the global pandemic that we have all been through, I'm just gonna tell you right now, be kind to yourself. You are not alone in that. Like, if I told you right now that my number one priority throughout 2020, early 2021 was my weight, or the way my body looked, or even fitness itself, I'd be lying. Like, we've had a lot to process. We've had a pretty traumatic year this year. And so I just want to start by saying this is not a video where I'm going to tell you to lose weight, make loads of healthy changes, or show you crazy before and after pictures like, I lost X amount of weight in 2020. That's not what this video is. by any stretch. And I want you to feel safe in knowing that. And I also would like to put out a trigger warning. As I did last time, I will be talking about calories. I will be talking about weight gain, weight loss, muscle gain. If you think you could be triggered or put yourself in any danger watching this video, please click off. Come back on Sunday for the weekly vlog. I'll be back to my usual light-hearted content then. But yeah, I just would like you to put your safety first and your mental health first and click off this video if you think it would do more harm than good watching. Maybe we should start with what my goals were for 2020. So I had so many fitness goals for this year, and I didn't hit any of them. I have not hit one of my fitness goals since my fitness journey video. I'm gonna open with that statement. What I have done is learn a lot this year and learn about a few mistakes that I've made and taken the year to really slow down and allow the changes in my lifestyle that I've made to settle and sink in and I guess become really permanent. My goals for this year were primarily to grow my glutes and to build my shoulders, build my strength overall. I wanted to run a half marathon and I also just wanted to maintain my new lifestyle and get to a point where I didn't think about it anymore. It was just how I lived. Like I had a lot of kind of lifting goals. Like I wanted to be able to hip thrust 120 kilograms and I wanted to be able to deadlift like 90 kilograms. And I just had all of these crazy strength goals, which obviously with the gyms opening and closing weren't able to happen. But we adapt, we move, and I've still managed to make some changes to my life, which will be beneficial long term. My new goals that I set for myself and have set for myself and I'm continuing to be working on at the moment is just maintaining as much muscle as I possibly could while the gyms were shut, as well as raising my BMR, my basal metabolic rate. I really wanted to increase how many calories. Sorry, Tim set off the fire alarm. I really wanted to increase how many calories my body needed to survive, so that ultimately I could eat more, because you guys know I love me some food. I'm gonna briefly run down how this year has looked for me through lockdown and how my fitness has evolved throughout this lockdown or throughout this year. So obviously I started 2020 really strong. I was still training with Monica. I was doing 4 strength sessions a week, 2 spin classes a week, and then I was running once a week. And I was really enjoying it. I was running like a 10K a week, which is crazy now I look at it. Spoiler alert, I don't do that anymore. And I was pretty fit. Like I was pretty fit. I was definitely leaner than I am right now. And yeah, as in terms of like my goals, I was well on the way to achieving them. So then the first lockdown hit, the gyms closed, and I was really positive. I was so positive about the whole situation. I was like, this is gonna be absolutely fine. It's gonna be fine. I'm gonna maintain all of this muscle and I'm just gonna exercise because it makes me feel good and everything's gonna be great. We can get through this. I'm just gonna make loads of videos and entertain the masses and everyone's gonna be fine. And to be honest, I kept that up. I kept that up for the first lockdown. I was so damn peppy. I watched back the vlogs from the first lockdown and I'm like, damn, where was all that energy from? How did I do that? How was I so happy every day? And I exercised kind of most days. I was doing a lot of fitness blender videos, which is one of my favorite fitness YouTube channels. They do like weightlifting, HIIT, loads of different varieties of exercises. So I was really enjoying that because it's so varied, and I was going for runs like every other week. Me and Tim were just running casual 5Ks. We also started yoga, which has been a saving grace for me and Tim this year. Completely fell in love with the way it made us feel, and it also did help with my core strength, and I got super duper lean in the first lockdown because I was doing so much HIIT, but I was losing muscle. And I also had stopped tracking. So I wasn't tracking anymore. I was just eating intuitively, or what I thought was intuitively, doing HIIT like 5-6 days a week. So looking back, I think if I could have changed something, I would have done slightly less HIIT. I would have tried to do a bit more strength training, and I would have eaten more. I say that I was eating intuitively, and I think I was still very much in here because I know a lot about, you know, the nutritional value of foods now. When you count your calories for a long time, you do tend to learn what's in what, to the point where you don't really need to be tracking anymore. You can kind of gauge things. I was still eating in a calorie deficit, which I wasn't intentionally doing. Looking at kind of my weight, my muscle mass, I was definitely still in a deficit, which meant that I was probably in a calorie deficit solidly for about 1.5 years, which in retrospect was far too long. That is something that I've learned from this whole experience, that I wasn't under eating while I was in a deficit. I was just in that deficit for too long, which in the long term meant that I was overall under eating. Do you know what I mean? So I was losing muscle, I was losing fat, and my main goals this year weren't to get lean. They were to build muscle, and I was doing the opposite of that. I was just losing weight, and weight means muscle and fat. And in this time as well, Monica moved away. So I had stopped working with my personal trainer and I was kind of going solo. And I'm not gonna lie, I was really excited about the idea of training by myself and building up this confidence on my own without having my kind of security guard. Like, I saw Monica as a real safety blanket. And I always knew in my head, like, if I always need Monica with me to train, this is never gonna be a lifestyle. Like, if I wanna be able to do this forever, I'm gonna need to be able to do this by myself. So Monica moved away and I started going to the gym. When they reopened in the summer, I started to go to the gym by myself. And I don't think I ever enjoyed training as much as I did when I started going on my own. Like, I made stupid mistakes that I knew not to do. Like, I would have been in so many gym fail videos if I'd been recorded, because I was just making stupid mistakes because I wasn't concentrating. I was used to Monica setting things up for me, and I had to kind of relearn how to do things by myself. My workouts took a lot longer because there wasn't 2 people setting up. Like, she'd be grabbing a bar, I'd be grabbing the plates. Like, I had to do all of it, which I know sounds like a first world problem. That's not me complaining, it's literally just how it was. So I was relearning how to efficiently get a workout done in an hour without having someone helping me. And that was a really helpful couple of months. I built so much confidence over that time. I made some friends in the gym. I need to sit up slightly. I feel like I'm shrinking down. Like, when I was training with Monica, I wasn't talking to anybody else. It was really nice. I was like making friends and I felt like I was really getting my groove. But in my head, I knew that I needed to start eating more. And I would eat until I was full. I would eat when I was hungry. I was not in any way restricting myself. I wasn't calorie counting. I didn't know how much I was eating calorie wise. I was just eating foods that I enjoyed, which was mostly like fruits, vegetables, lean meat. But ultimately, it wasn't enough food for the amount of exercise I was doing and for the amount of energy I was putting out. I decided to take the plunge and start working with an online coach. So a lot of you guys have been asking me about what the difference between my PT and my coach is. So Monica was with me in my PT sessions. She literally was telling me on the spot what to do, how to do it, how many reps. She wrote me all my workouts and she taught me form. She taught me how to do the exercises properly, safely, with proper form, so that I got the most out of each movement. I was so privileged to be able to have that. And I don't think that a personal trainer is an essential, But if you are lucky enough to be in a position to have one, even just for like a couple of sessions, just to learn basic technique, it's so helpful. So she taught me everything I knew about the movement itself. And, you know, I learned a lot about how to structure a workout, but there was still a lot that I didn't know. That built like a really good base for me of confidence with my training and my technique. And then I decided that I needed a coach for the other aspects that I wasn't so confident with. So that is optimum nutrition for my goals, which was to build muscle and build strength, as well as somebody who would be impartial to me, to look at my measurements, look at my weight, look at my photos, and tell me how I'm progressing, if I'm progressing, and just to be honest with me, like reliable data, I guess. And I wasn't just relying on me, because if you watch the first, my original kind of fitness video, I touched on that I had pretty bad body dysmorphia for quite a long time, and still I have days where I look in the mirror and I just don't know what I'm looking at, and I just don't trust my own view of my body. And I could be progressing, I could be losing weight, I could be whatever, it doesn't matter, whatever your goal is, or whatever my goal is. I could look in the mirror and see something completely different, or my body just looks the same every single day, even if I'm making huge leaps and bounds and my glutes are so big and strong, which is what I'd love a big ass. That could be happening and I just wouldn't see it. So I really wanted to have somebody there to basically tell me what I couldn't see. GLJ Fitness is a Instagram account that I followed of G, and she does bikini competitions, and she just finished a 9-month bulk, and she's currently cutting for a bikini competition. So her and her boyfriend Harvey have this company where they're online coaches basically, and they write you a training plan and they help you set your nutrition, your macros, and they do weekly check-ins to see how you're doing. That to me felt like a really good amount of freedom with somebody holding me accountable. I didn't need somebody to be next to me, but I really wanted to make sure my workouts and my routines were optimal for what I wanted to achieve. And like I said, I wanted to increase the amount that I was eating, because I knew that I was not going to be eating enough to build muscle. Like, if anything, I was eating maintenance, but I wanted to start increasing my calories, which means I'd have to be in a slight surplus in order to build a good amount of muscle. So that is what I went to G and Harv about. Harv is my main coach. So Harvey checks in with me every week. I send him my measurements and my photos. And as of yesterday, I've been with them for 12 weeks. I don't want you guys to think that this video is going to be me coming on here with these crazy before and after photos like my first video, because that is not what this is. I'm going to insert here my first week working with G and Harv, and then my 12-week check-in. And if you look at my body, to be completely honest with you, they barely look any different, like at all. So since my first week, I've actually gained 1 kilo. So I've gained 2 pounds. Compared to my last video, may seem very strange that I'm actually very pleased with this. Weight is not the thing that I focus on. My success is measured on my strength, how I'm feeling, how heavy I'm lifting, and you know, how I'm looking, how I'm feeling in my skin. But how I look and how much I weigh, even my measurements in these photos, is not the thing that we're celebrating. We could just remove the photos entirely. In the second photo, I have been eating about 450 calories more every single day than the first photo, which for me is a huge success, Like, that is what I wanted to do this year. I wanted to increase my calories. I wanted to increase my strength. I wanted to fuel my body to the best of my ability, be able to get my body ready to build some really good muscle. So you probably have noticed in my stories, in my what I eat in a day videos, like, I'm eating significantly more, and it's honestly amazing. This has been a very slow process for my body to slowly readapt to eating more calories. I had a little bit of metabolic adaptation. My body became efficient at only using that few calories. So I had to reverse diet to increase my calories back up again, which is a mistake that I made, and that I want to say to you, if you are trying to lose fat, which I'm not telling you you should be doing, if your goal is fat loss, I can't stress it enough that going slowly with a smaller percentage of a deficit is so much better than losing it quickly. If I went back and told myself, I would probably say, give yourself another 6 months, because at the end of the day, this is just me for the rest of my life. Like, what is 6 months for the rest of your life? I said it in my first video, you have to make sure you're eating enough. And I was eating enough in my deficit. I just want to make that clear. But my deficit went on for too long. You shouldn't diet for a really long time. You need to give your body time to relax. It's quite a stressful thing for your body to be in a calorie deficit. So you need to give it breaks. You need to give it time to relax. I just spent the whole year working my ass off. And I wish I'd just chilled out a little bit more, to be honest, especially knowing the year that we were about to have. I think my body needed some time to relax. So that is my current goal, is to continue to increase my calories, so that when the gyms open in a couple of months' time, I can't wait, I can go in there with a really great baseline calories. We can slowly keep pushing them up, and that is the best way to build muscle mass, which is ultimately what I want to do. I'm not looking to be really lean. I'm not looking to really lose fat. I just want to build up my strength, you know? We have been through a global pandemic. I have been baking. I have been comfort eating. I have been enjoying a drink on the weekends. I've been living my life. And ultimately, a few pounds is absolutely nothing. I am genuinely so proud that I've been able to maintain a completely new lifestyle, a healthier lifestyle. I look after my body. It's like a different life now, how I treat myself and treat my body. And it's now been 2 years. A lot of the things that I do, the kind of healthy changes I made, they're just how I live my life now. And honestly, I'm just thrilled to still be in a very similar position than I was. Like, I've not really lost any muscle during the pandemic. I've just worked to maintain. I've not really made any physical progress this year, but mentally I have made so much progress. Like, you think that I made a lot of progress in the first video, which bloody hell did I. I was a new person at the end of that first video. It's like everything's kind of like locked in. And I've just taken everything I've learned from that first year, I've applied it to this year, and I honestly can't say how grateful I am that I made all these changes in 2019, because this has made the pandemic so much more manageable for me, because for me, exercise is my coping mechanism. And if I hadn't had that, and if I hadn't made these switches when I did, I genuinely don't know how this year would have looked for me. I feel really grateful for my body, for carrying me through this year, this crazy ass year. I'm sure a lot of people were kind of hoping to see some like amazing like before and afters, before the pandemic and after the pandemic. I lost 50 pounds in the pandemic. No. You don't need to lose weight in a global pandemic. Your mental health is the most important thing. For me, exercise, training is a tool to help with my mental health. But if it's not for you and you have gained a few pounds in lockdown, the way you look at the end of a pandemic is the least important thing out of everything. That's where I'm at. fitness wise. To be honest, when I was in the gym, I was hitting PBs. Like, I'm significantly stronger than I was in the last one because I have more energy, because I'm eating more, and I've also built quite a bit of muscle, you know? All in all, like, I'm doing okay. This video was always gonna be a bit anticlimactic, I think. So you guys have had a few questions for me, which I'm quickly going to answer. The first one has been like, what is my training looking like at the moment? At the minute, I am still training most days. The past few weeks, I have had absolutely no interest or motivation to train whatsoever. I've been in a very like low mood, low energy, like, to be completely honest with you. I'm kind of getting back to myself now. But throughout the pandemic, I have been trying to train strength training 4 days a week, 2 lower body and 2 upper body days a week. And my spin bike arrived last week. So I've been doing spin 2 to 3 times a week, and then just trying to get 8 to 12,000 steps a day, just going for a long walk. I've got a couple of friends that I go on regular walks with. Me and Tim go for like a lunchtime 20-minute stroll every day. I'm just trying to stay generally active. Tim and I also do yoga every morning, or most mornings. So we are staying pretty active. That is just because for me, that's what makes me feel good. And I think without that, I would have gone completely insane throughout this year. You know, I'm not hitting any crazy goals. Like in the first lockdown, I remember there was the like 10 push-up challenge, and you tag someone and they had to do 10 push-ups. And I remember I did 10 full push-ups. And if you watch the first fitness journey video at the beginning, I said in it like, my goal is to do 1 push-up. And then in lockdown, the first lockdown, I was able to do 10 full push-ups with my knees up. And then like 3 weeks ago, I was like, I wonder if I could still do a push-up. And I tried to do a push-up, and I fell on my face on the first one. So we're back to square one with the push-ups, guys. That is just my way of telling you, like, if you haven't hit your fitness goals this year, you have got the rest of your life to hit your goals. And this year is just about surviving. We don't need to thrive in 2021. We just need to survive. Honestly, you should just be grateful for your body for getting you through this year. Please don't be hard on yourself. This is gonna be a never-ending like conversation for me. My fitness journey is gonna be the rest of my life. Like every day you have to just do your best. And some days my best is brushing my teeth. Some days my best is going on a 5-mile walk, doing a spin session and a strength session all in one day, meal prepping for the next week, and managing to film a video somewhere in between. And those days are rare, but it's all about balance and taking the good days and the bad. And over the past year, I've probably had more bad days than good when it comes to fitness and when it comes to mental health. But you guys wanted an update. You wanted to know where I'm at. That is where I'm at. My goals are still gonna be the same. When the gym's open, I just wanna hit some strength goals. I really wanna just build my muscle. I wanna build up my metabolism, get to a really good space, and get back to intuitively eating and just having a really fun, relaxed relationship with exercise. I wanna start pole dancing. That is next on my list. Enjoy it, enjoy my training, have fun. Like my spin bike, when it arrived, I did a Miley Cyrus spin class on the Peloton app and cried because I was so happy. If you have gained weight this year and if you're feeling down about it, remember like to be kind to yourself, and remember that it doesn't make you any less important. It doesn't make you any worse of a person. It is just a number on a scale. It doesn't mean anything. If I wanted you to take one thing out of my last video, it was that it wasn't about the weight loss. It wasn't about the fat. It was about the changes that I made to make myself happier, and my body responded to those changes. And when my mind changed, my body changed. So, you know, we've all been put in a position that we never thought we would be in, and our minds have had to change a lot this year. and against our will. So of course our bodies are going to have changed. We're not going anywhere. We can't walk to work. Our commute is from our bed to our sofa now. Like, please don't be hard on yourself if you haven't achieved any of your goals this year. With all of the things that I've learned this year, I'm really excited to see how I'm doing and what goals I've hit. I feel like this year just wasn't the year. This year just wasn't the year. My main priority is getting through this year and making it out the other side and maintaining my healthy habits. And that is what I've done. So even though I don't have really exciting progress photos to show you guys, I'm absolutely thrilled with how I've managed to do this year, and I'm really proud of myself. At the end of the day, like, it's a lifestyle. It's gonna be how I live for, like, you don't want to spend every day pulling yourself up and checking yourself. You want to just be living knowing that you're living a balanced and happy life. For those of you who are asking me how to stay motivated, I saw a quote the other day that said, like, if you have to ask yourself how long you think you can keep this up for, you're pushing too hard. And I could not agree with that more. Like, if you're starting a diet or like a workout routine and you've said to yourself, I wonder how long I can actually keep this up for, you've answered your own question there. You want something that you can realistically see yourself doing every single day. So make the smallest, most minute changes. There's someone's at my door. That you can actually keep up and that you genuinely enjoy. There is absolutely no point in sucking every little bit of joy out of this year, and forcing yourself to do things that you don't enjoy is so counterproductive right now. You guys should be working on having as much fun as you can in the given circumstances and, you know, enjoying your life. If you can find a way of eating and a way of exercising which helps you achieve whatever your goal may be whilst you enjoy it, it's going to be maintainable because you're going to actually like it. Like, you guys see how passionate I am about my breakfast. I eat the same breakfast every single day. That is just consistency because I love it and I wouldn't want to eat anything else. I love my training. I love my spin. Like, I really, sorry, it's a cute dog. So that is sustainable for me. I can maintain that. I can keep doing it because it brings me so much joy. So you just need to find something you really, truly enjoy and just keep doing it and just keep having fun with it, and the changes will come. Like, the way you look should not be the priority, and that is the same now, same as it was with my last video. How you feel is the most important thing, especially this year. So that is where we are at. If you want to know how much I weigh, I currently weigh 153 pounds. I think in the last fitness video, I weighed 150 pounds. So I'm like 3 pounds up since last year. Obviously, I can't give you the muscle percentage or water percentage or anything because the scale that I use for that is at the gym, which is closed. I'll be interested to see what that scale says when the gyms reopen, and I'll be sure to let you know in a weekly vlog, or maybe I'll do like a kind of starting off point where I'm at in the gym and like do like a little video about it, the jumping off point from my new fitness journey back in the gym. A video that I definitely want to film is my favorite healthy alternative snacks, so like crisps and cookies, like all the my protein things that I love to eat, my favorite protein powders. I definitely want to make a video about that. So if you'd like to see that, comment down below and give this video a thumbs up. And if you want more content like this, subscribe, leave any questions you want down below. I may do a Q&A soon, like a proper kind of answering your questions Q&A. This was more just a general update, more kind of like a story of this year. But if you'd like a dedicated Q&A, then leave any questions down below and I'll try and get that filmed for you guys soon. Sorry, I feel like I'm very blown out. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you are new, please make sure you subscribe and go follow me on my Instagram. I show like what I'm eating day to day, chat about my life over there. So leave any questions you have for the Q&A down below. Thank you so much for watching, and you are enough just the way you are. You don't need to change anything about yourself. If you are happy and content, then that is all that matters. And I love you very much. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on Sunday. Bye!